I would urge men to be selfish. And another thing is, why is the stats of men suicide higher than of women? I'm not saying that women's rate should be higher. Is it a factory fault? But then social media promotes this thing. It then becomes a normal thing. It becomes a normal thing. Hi, how are you? Welcome to Intimate Space with Mula Ranks, where we share intimate conversations, but not only share, also advise, give each other more information in hopes to educate, uplift, and also have fun. And happy Mandela Month. I think this year he would have turned 108 years. Whilst we are there, on a sad note, on a good note also, Bafana just came back from the World Cup, having to come out of the group stages and into the knockout stages for the first time ever. But then it also comes with sad news. We lost a young player by the age of 25 who is a midfielder for Mamelodi Sundowns, Jaden Adams. And obviously his family did not disclose the cause of death, and I think they were trying to protect his brand and his image by not disclosing. But then we can only assume and allude what the cause of death may be, which many or on the internet it is said that it may be suicide. Different reasons why. Some say because of the loss of his grandmother, but I just wanted to touch on that, and also to talk about men's mental health as a whole, but in particular men's mental health. And before we get to that, I just wanted to talk about how social media will negatively impact the upcoming youth, the new generation, on suicide. And why am I saying that? Imagine yourself, you are in primary school, right? You are a man, young man. You see all these people that, even though you don't look up to them, your friends look up to them. See someone like Ricky, see someone like Jaden Adams. The whole country was tuned into Bafana, so you get to know these players. Then you find out that one of the players that was in the squad that was playing in the World Cup took his life. And then as you grow up, I'm not saying that, but then social media promotes this thing. When it's news like this are being put in the eyes of everyone, right? Kids today, as young as 5 years, 6 years, they have smartphones, right? Then it makes it acceptable to them that, no, if you are facing a situation that is difficult, you can take your life. And why am I saying that? You see the people that made it, that many people look up to, they have taken their lives, right? It's not like back in the days where if someone takes their life, for you to know it, it has to be someone within the parameters of your location. Besides that, if someone in KZN took their life, you wouldn't know about it, right? So it's more of that, like it conditions young people to think that actually it can be acceptable to take your life. And I just wanted to put it out there, the dangers of having people that are so influential, that are so famous or talent or whatever case we may describe them as, take their lives like this in a short space of time. I don't think it's even 10 years, or I don't know how many years it has been since Ricky took his life. But then I was just saying that, it makes it acceptable. It conditions people that it's acceptable, right? And another one was Patrick Shai. These prominent people that we look up to, we see on TV almost every day, taking their lives. It won't sit well with the upcoming generation. And men's health, man. I see people talking about it, about how men should speak out, how men should talk, how men should let out. And yesterday, funny enough, one of my lecturers, because as we were in a session, one of us mentioned the Jaden Adams thing, and then we started talking about it, about mental health, right? And you get to see that everyone is saying, she said, for you to have a good mental health, you must have these three things: someone you care or love, something to do that you are passionate about, and something that you care about, right? If you have these three, not to say like it's an absolute thing or it's a fact that if you have these three, then you're going to have mental health, but then you are in the right direction to a good mental health, right? But then if you look at this, but then we don't know because we're just looking from the outside, right? But then when we look at them, just like Jaden Adams, it's someone that we can only assume that they have all these resources available to themselves. He's playing for the biggest club in Africa. You have therapists, right, available in this club. You can afford a private therapist. You just won a Champions League. You just came back from the World Cup with World Cup bonuses and all of that. You can assume that, when you are facing something that is traumatic, you can invest into therapy and whatnot. But I don't think that these people, they don't go to therapy. They do go to therapy. My thing is, therapy is more of like the therapist helps you to realize the value of life, right? But then my thing is, as much as you can, do all this good thing and whatnot, when I put myself into these individuals' positions, what if the issue, the problem, the situation, it's bigger than life to them? Obviously, when we generalize it, we would say, nah, it's not, and we would give reasons. But then to them, what if it's bigger than life? Like it's the the toll of whatever thing it is bigger than them living. Because these are not just ordinary people that you would blame poverty, that, he saw that he would rather take his life, because what's there to live for? You're unemployed, you didn't finish school, whatever, the government this, the government that. But then these are individuals that have resources available to them. And as we were talking in the room, right, I couldn't help but think of that, or like, what if whatever thing that is bothering them is bigger than life itself to them, their life, not life but their life. Because then that's the only logical reason. Because these people, they have therapists available to them, right? So, because then talking and therapy, it helps you to release, right? And you can't fault some people, right? You can't fault them. As much as we can say, what about family? What about the people? What about the club? You had all these good things happening for you. But then and another thing is, why is the stats of men suicide higher than of women? I'm not saying that women's rate should be higher, but then why? Is it a factory fault? Like, is it a thing that, because then women being able to talk, cry like that, it's not because they decide to, like they opted to. It's the factory, how they were made. It's within their nature to talk and let, right? And at the same time, it's like, men were not made like that, but then we are supposed to adapt. And obviously you should. I mean, we are human, you should, we are civilized, right? You should adapt and learn to do all of that, especially in this day and age where there's equality, or there's this commotion of equality. You should be able to adapt. But then another thing is, we were not made like that. We should train ourselves to, but then it's not a thing of, maybe it's a situation of South African men. No, globally. So it's a thing of, we were not made like that. As much as now, we believe we were not made like that. As much as the other gender believe that they were not made to, I don't know if, but then it's how I assume things, to work like slaves. To work like slaves. I would put it like that. Not being enslaved, but then to work like slave, like hard labor. Let me put it like that. To work hard labor. They believe that they should be in offices and whatnot. So when you believe that you were not meant for hard labor, then it leaves the hard labor to men, right? So it's the thing of, you believe that how you were born, you were not made for that. It's the same thing, it's the same mentality we can say. Men were not made like that. And it's not like men don't talk. Men do talk. They talk, maybe they don't talk about their issues. they talk, but then not about their issues. And then every man has that one person that you feel like you can trust to put your problems and your heart into their hands, right? Then what happens if that person passes away? You start feeling like your world has been shattered, right? Because then you know, especially in this day and age, you cannot trust anyone, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your colleague, whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad. You can't trust anyone. Then what happens when that person you fully trusted passes away in this life? What happens? And another thing is, I do promote men finding mechanisms to release, because everyone needs to release, and women, their way of releasing is talking about their issues and crying. It's their way of releasing. We need to identify a man's way to release, or as an individual, as a man, you need to identify that way for yourself, right? And then keep it to you, right? Find that thing. And we can't say that what you do on a daily basis is it's your way of releasing, because then it then becomes your job. As much as you got into that space with passion, with love, with mentality of, I do this for love, I just do it. It then becomes your work, especially when you become a professional. It becomes your work. Hence, you should find that mechanism that helps you release. That it's clear now that as men, it's difficult to talk to your other fellow about your issues, because you never know who to trust, and you can't blame anyone. There's literally no one to trust. And I'm talking about men, because we know the other gender, there's no way you can trust, right? I'm talking about men. There's literally no one to trust. And then even with therapists, man, as much as they are not trained, they are trained not to expose their clients' problems. It's the same thing with doctors and nurses. As much as they are trained to, they will gossip about you to people, hoping that the people will keep a secret. It's the nature of human beings, right? It's the nature of human beings. Okay, let's say you are a nurse, you get people. Then it's just ordinary people. Then one day, you get someone that is familiar. Then you don't have a problem, then one day, they do something to you, and you have this information. Of course, you will expose whatever that you think you can expose to the public, right? Hence, it then becomes difficult to just talk about your things, or to be naked as a man. To be naked as a man, because then, as much as women say you should speak, that speaking then becomes a weapon to them. Even to guys, that speaking, it then becomes a weapon to them. For when the day they need a weapon against you, they will use that same information. Hence, I'm saying there's no one to trust. And as men, you should find that mechanism that helps you to release. And then if you have, yeah, just find that mechanism that helps you to release. I'm just scared about the upcoming generation, man. How suicide is being exposed at a rapid speed. I'm just scared for them, because then it then conditions them that this thing, it's normal. As much as we can speak against it, seeing something, like that, not on a daily basis, but regularly like that, it then becomes normal. Just like how we see abuse on social media, it then becomes a normal thing. It becomes a normal thing. Just like how it's a normal thing now to bribe a traffic cop. It's normal. It's not something that is out of the ordinary. And why is it normal? Is because it's being done daily, on a daily basis. It's being done on a daily basis. It then becomes normal. It's not a foreign thing. And I'm just scared for the generation that is coming, generation of men. And I would like to because in this day and age, women are getting empowered. Women, they are all these things that they are. I would urge men to be selfish. I would urge men to be selfish. Highly selfish. It doesn't matter, not only to your girlfriend, to your family also, to be selfish. I think it's better to be labeled as something, as anything, than to lose your life over those labels. It's better to be labeled. Hence I'm saying I urge men to be selfish. Because we have, as men, we have a tendency of having this mentality of carrying the world on our shoulders, because it's how we were conditioned. You are a man. You are a man. Take it like a man. Don't be a sissy. And of course it's like, yeah, okay, sharp. Let me not be a sissy. But then you have to get to a stage or a level where, like, okay, you realize that all these things are being said to control you. It's just like when someone asks money from you, right? Say, can you do me a favor? Can you send me a 200 rand or whatever? Then you're like, I don't have money. And they know you have money. Then you're like, you are stingy, Wena. They are saying that to doubt your decision for not giving them the money. So the next time someone asks you for money, you will think about that statement and give that particular person. Hence, I'm saying you should realize that things are being said for you to change your mindset, right? And one thing I know about women, they are selfish. And then in this day and age of equality, we as men, we should start being selfish. We should start being selfish, very much so. I cannot stress that enough. I thought I'd be sad, but I'm not sad enough about the passing of Jaden Adams. And not to say I'm not empathic. I am. But then it's troubling my mind more than it's troubling my heart. Unlike the death of Rick, it troubled my heart. But then right now I'm just in the mode of thinking of of reality. As much as we can think, yo, no, people were not checking up on him. Even if, guys, here's the thing. Even if you check up on me, if I don't want to tell you, I won't tell you. That's the thing. If you check up on me, if I don't want to tell you, I won't tell you. So it's not a matter of you checking up on me. It's a matter of, does that person have that someone that they can be naked in front of? Just be vulnerable. It's because they've lost. It's either they have lost that person or they don't have that person. It's how cruel this world is. So when you don't have that person, it then becomes difficult. Because we know it's a doggy world. So when I'm going through something that I know it's beyond motivational talks, but then there's some people that the only thing they need is just that friend. There's those people, obviously, if they could only have that friend or that someone that they can confide in, it can change the world. There's those people. Then there's people, it doesn't matter who's there. It doesn't matter who's there. And I'm just, men should be selfish. Men should, especially in this day, it would be foreign to hear about it maybe, I don't know how many years ago, but in this day and age, men should be empowered. We should empower men. I don't promote this thing of men should cry. It doesn't help. Everyone cries, whether you like it or not. So it's not a matter of everyone cries. Maybe not in front of everyone, but then everyone cries, whether you like it or not. Like, life will put you in a situation where you have to cry. If you don't cry over heartbreaks, you will cry over the passing of your mom, the passing of your, right? Everyone cries. It's not like men don't cry. They do cry. Just not over certain things. And that's how they were made. Women cry over their issues because they were made like that. It's not like someone empowered women to cry. It's not. Men do cry, men do talk. We're living in a cruel world. We're living in a cruel world. Unfortunately, we're living in a very much cruel world. But then, with that being said, I think for now, I will leave everyone, since, well, it's a Mandela month, with a dedication, a song dedication to everyone, so that they can get their mood up. And it's by Freshly Ground. Do, right? And I'm gonna leave you with the words of the most famous lady. Doing nothing is hard work. Better biggie. Men, be selfish. Be selfish. Thank you.